The Observatory on Infringements of Intellectual Property Rights has been playing its part in responding to these challenges. We've been working with partners and intermediaries to help respond to the threat of counterfeiting and piracy, supporting businesses, protecting consumers, and promoting IP in education. And looking to the future, we're strengthening our work with the fight against IP crime. Our joint study with the OECD, Global Trade in Fakes, a Worrying Threat, confirms how much of a problem IPR infringement continues to be. Imports of fakes into the EU are worth around 120 billion euros per year. This is a global challenge which requires a global solution. As a participant to the OECD Task Force on Countering Illicit Trade, the EUIPO is working to develop international cooperation in this fight.
We take this challenge very seriously. The task force engages the global community, governments, the private sector, and stakeholders. It really provides state-of-the-art evidence about the threat of illicit trade and identifies key governance gaps that really exacerbate this risk.
The Observatory is following EU policy developments in relation to online intermediaries and supporting solutions with relevant stakeholders to facilitate the enforcement of IP rights online.
Amazon has been working with the Observatory on the technical aspects of its strategic project to enhance IPR protection on e-commerce marketplaces. Information on our IP programs and tools is available on the EUIPO and Observatory websites, and we're also adding EUIPO resources on IP registration and protection on our own websites.
Our work has also helped to involve consumer organisations to make sure ordinary citizens don't fall victims to counterfeits.
Buying online has most definitely become more challenging for the consumer. Clearly, educating the public of the dangers of buying, in particular medicines online, is an essential endeavour.
Enforcement authorities are at the front line in this fight. A strong legal framework and international cooperation help give them the tools they need to fight fakes on a daily basis. We're helping to leverage training capacities and sharing best practices between enforcement agencies to make sure authorities have adequate tools.
The cooperation cross borders between enforcers, that's within the police and also within the prosecutors network, makes it easier.
We are also working to support enforcement at European and international level. The Observatory helped to build a strong case for the inclusion of IP crime as an EMPACT priority, guiding the efforts of agencies like Europol. The Observatory is now looking at how best to support the implementation of EMPACT with enforcement authorities for combating cross-border organised crime and protecting European citizens.
The EMPACT priority on IP crime will let different stakeholders from public and private sector to approach in a systematic manner the fight against IP crime. It will implement a multidisciplinary approach by involving all the interested stakeholders in the fight against IP crime. The contribution of the EUIPO Observatory will be crucial for the implementation of the strategic goal of the EMPACT. Specific attention will be paid to the contribution for the intelligent picture.
IPR protection needs more awareness among consumers, among businesses, and also among our younger generations. Our activity within the IP and Education Network has helped develop high-quality educational materials for schools and deliver training to teachers, and is now being extended to vocational and tertiary education.
When it comes to digital piracy, our biggest challenge is really to make sure that we have a very quick, a very swift enforcement. We could improve, enhance the already existing cooperation with intermediaries. And I think that's where the EU Observatory could really play a very important role.
More and more brands are contacting consumer organizations. We have been receiving complaints even from companies saying that this website is selling a counterfeit product, so that we can provide information, that we can alert consumers on this. We have a very close relationship with the media, and of course it's very important because the media is a good way and a very important channel to provide massive information to consumers.
The Observatory continues to play its part in strengthening the intellectual property ecosystem. Cooperation with intermediaries, engagement with enforcement authorities, and supporting educators are just some of the actions we are taking to tackle IP infringements. We have a record of achievements and a firm commitment to continue to support the fight against IP infringement to protect European innovators and consumers.